Money isn't real. Doesn't matter. It only seems like it does.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is another episode of the Ruckus with Alex Himes, and today we have another good buddy of the show coming back, making another appearance, trying to cause a bit more of a ruckus with us, and that is Brett Marquardt from BasketballStudios, who is back again. Brett, how's it going, my man?
It's going good. How about you?
All right, that sounded so enthusiastic. Let me start off by saying.
I'm not the most enthusiastic dude, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, you seem more enthusiastic than the Knicks do about actually being Knicks fans this season. Oh! Yeah, I went there. All right, so today...
Any opportunity to roast New York Knicks fans.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Any time that Tim Hardaway Jr. actually has a good... Oh, wait, Tim's not there anymore, right? No, he's not there.
Hey, they're kind of happy about that, though.
Fair enough. Yeah, you give him a $113 million deal, or like some $74 million deal, I think it was actually, over like a 4 or 5 year span. Like, what are you doing? Like, I that's not no knock on Tim, but like, really, like, where are you finding this money?
I think they just went desperate, and we're talking about James Dolan, so I mean.
Yeah,
why question it? Really?
We need to start a GoFundMe campaign or something on like the vote website that everyone puts all their polls on to get James Dolan to sell the Knicks.
Yeah, and let the people decide. We could have a separate Instagram where all the owners have the password, or only owners follow it, and then if there's like a trade, if we want to trade somebody for somebody, we post on the Instagram story. All right, guys, what we doing? Are we trading blah 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 for blah blah blah? If it happens, then the people trade that person.
I got a great idea. Let's try and trade Chris Paul to the Lakers for Lamar Odom and Pau Gasol from New Orleans. Oh wait, nah, David's not cool with it. All right, I guess we're gonna nix that one. All right, yeah, we're gonna jump into it right now. We got to talk about this nonsense story that we've gotten out of All-Star Weekend. You know, we keep hearing about, will Kyrie Irving leave Boston? Will he go to New York, considering he has roots there? Does Kevin Durant want to be the guy who has the asterisks on his championships for riding the coattails and hanging out with Curry and the boys? Or does he want to leave? Do they want to form a team? And now those are seemingly becoming the biggest and hottest topic on the internet right now because of photos and videos showing KD and Kyrie just before Team LeBron takes the court, talking in a hallway where Kyrie looks to say 2 spots and then touches KD and touches him, signaling you and I, which as a Celtics fan for me wasn't reassuring at all. But at the same time, you know, I'm like, maybe he's just telling KD you should come to Boston this time around. So, all right, we know the backstory of it. Both of them are great friends. Kyrie's referred to KD as one of his best friends in the league. Kyrie was the only guy to stick around during the MVP ceremony of the All-Star game for KD. So here's my question to you. Both guys are free agents on contending teams. But would they dip to go to a New York team that's been in the pooper for years, and on top of that, still has James Dolan at the helm?
All right, so there's a lot of components that go into it for me. If it happens, honestly, I'd be the happiest guy in the world. Why? Because now, Boston without Kyrie is still going to be great. Golden State without Kevin Durant is still going to be great. But now if we have another team in the NBA that's actually somewhat of a contender, somewhat interesting in the playoffs, it just means there's more competition around the league. And who doesn't want more competition? The NBA is at its best whenever New York is amazing. All right, and so then the other reason why it's going to be kind of shaky, though, if Kevin Durant goes to the Knicks, is because we saw him snap at the Golden State media a couple of days ago. Imagine him in New York with that media. Everybody knows that Kevin Durant is probably the second best player in the world, or wherever you want to put him, but everybody would probably say he's better than Kyrie. So if they say don't make the finals, all the blame is going to be on Kevin Durant because he's the best guy on the team. Is Kevin Durant going to be able to handle New York media for a certain extension of time? And that's why I don't think New York would probably be the best spot for KD as a person. But if he wants to go there and try to be the people's champ and leave the huge mistake that he went to, then I'd be fine. I'd be fine with that.
See, for me, Of course, I'm biased. Do I think that Kyrie should go? No, I think his best prospects are with the Celtics, one being the most money he can get. And right out the gate, you're most likely going to land Anthony Davis, albeit if Kyrie does stay. We got a lot of good pieces in-house that we can use to turn into better talent. Like, I can't rave enough about Jason Tatum, whom I've said continuously over and over again, please do not trade this man for Anthony Davis. I know I love the idea of Anthony Davis in a green uniform, but right now I understand the win now mentality is very much like the thing right now in the NBA, but Jason Tatum is going to be a top 5 player down the road. So that's just my side. But with the KD thing, I think that Kyrie and KD are great friends. I think they'd love to play together. Do I think that KD would go to New York of all places? I don't, for kind of the same reasons you have. The media, the allure, the stage, and also on top of it, you are going to become the biggest target if you go to New York. Not because you've left the Warriors, but because you've entered the New York marketplace, which demands great teams. They'll deal with stinkers like they have for a couple of years, but once teams get good or once they get big name players, they expect you to be something good. And with the Nets now being arguably the best team in New York, I'm sorry, but arguably they are the best team in New York right now. I mean, last time I checked, the Nets are in the playoffs, right? So
something like that, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think that KD is tempted by the idea, but if he leaves, it's not going to be to New York with Kyrie. But I will say this. I will put this out there, and I think you could agree. If Kevin Durant does leave Golden State, all right, Kyrie leaves Boston only predicated upon if Kevin Durant goes to New York. If KD doesn't go to New York, Kyrie stays in Boston.
I believe that, and I also think the best possible scenario, and I don't want to get too fantasy with it and turn into like a New York, because I'm not a New York Knicks fan, but turn into one of those New York Knicks fans that think the whole world's coming to them.
Yeah, exactly.
They
right?
also have pretty much Zion that could go to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis if they try to pull that off too. They could possibly do a Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving to the Knicks, and maybe trade like Dennis Smith Jr. and the first and pretty much Zion to the Pelicans for Anthony Davis. That would actually be interesting. I think both teams will benefit from that. But yeah, like you were saying with Kevin Durant, if he doesn't go to the Knicks, I think Kyrie is going to stay in Boston. I don't see where else Kyrie would really go to go on with his legacy of being this amazing point guard that I guess you may think he is.
He is a great point guard. Like, barring injuries.
He's not as good as he thinks. If he's really Kyrie cannot be just he can't. For one, in the NBA, it's impossible to win with only 2 All-Stars or maybe 3. But Kyrie's not good enough, in my personal opinion, to be the second best guy on a team that's going to really beat the Golden State Warriors if they don't have that other star. Now in Boston, the reason why they can beat the Warriors if they do is because of their depth. I mean, 1 through 10,
yep,
they're great, but he can't go to a team where the bench is kind of weak, and then the starters, there's a couple role players and the starters are somewhat decent. He can't go to a team and win. He's not that good. That's like LeBron type of stuff.
He definitely is the type of player who needs pieces around him to be in a successful system and elevate his game while simultaneously elevating everyone else's game. I mean, although the Celtics have lost a couple games, Kyrie has played well, dropping a double-double with that 30 and 10 type of game last night against the Bulls where Markkanen couldn't miss a shot and Levine was on fire, and I was so upset. So upset. But hey,
yeah,
it's a long season ahead. Thankfully, KD might stay in Golden State. He does have the player option, and thankfully, Kyrie Irving has the prospect of landing Anthony Davis on his squad. So
yeah,
that seems pretty decent. But we got to talk about another dude who's actually now with Klutch Sports, a la Anthony Davis. Shout out to AD. Shout out to LeBron. Shout out to Rich Paul and all the guys at Klutch Sports who managed to start to take over the NBA game and rig every game like a bad game of chess. We're talking about Draymond Green. So a couple nights ago, we got the news, I think it was the night after Dre's injury, the ankle injury, that he was taking his talents to Klutch Sports, Rich Paul. Yeah, LeBron James. Oh, we all hear about how Anthony Davis wants to go to the Lakers. Who did he sign with earlier this year? That's right, Rich Paul in Klutch Sports. Well, considering we all know how LeBron works by bringing in guys into his representation group and then simultaneously moving them to his squad somehow one way, shape, or another, we have to ask ourselves, is Draymond Green the official assumed first free agent move that the Lakers are going to make this coming off season?
Well, I mean, I might be the loner on this one, but is Draymond really that type of player that we should be having rumors about? Like,
hell no.
He's averaging what, 7, 7, and 7, and shooting like 24% from three. Like, he's not close to anything what he used to be. His body, I wouldn't be surprised if it starts going downhill soon because he's kind of overweight. And whenever you're an overweight NBA player, we all know with the big babies and then those type
Charles
of players
Barkley.
that, I mean, once they start kind of getting on that flab side, it kind of just all downhill from there. So, I mean, he would be a nice piece to go alongside Anthony Davis. Now, I think I wouldn't want Draymond Green to be on the Lakers because of the fact that I don't think LeBron should have more personalities on that team. I think.
Yeah, look at how it worked out with Michael Beasley earlier this year.
Well, I mean, and just think Draymond is the least mentally tough player in the NBA. He got himself suspended in the NBA Finals, which made his team
He cost
lose.
the championship.
He cost it, and you can't say it's the ref's fault. It's not the NBA's fault because there's a lot of Warriors fans who are like, well, if the NBA didn't suspend Draymond, he did it to himself. He tapped LeBron in the you know whats and got himself suspended. So, I mean, do you really want Draymond on your team? If he goes alongside Anthony Davis, that sounds great, but my first priority would be I wouldn't even think about Draymond as a priority. I would just worry about getting Anthony Davis, and if Draymond wants to come, that's a nice little cherry on top. But I wouldn't be surprised because LeBron, you know, he is friends with Draymond Green. Draymond's in that barbershop TV episode. I think he was chilling in the studio with 2 Chainz whenever LeBron was doing the whole 2 Chainz album. So he could go to the Lakers, and that will just make the Warriors worse. And if KD goes to the Knicks, then we just have more competition in the NBA. Like I said, that's what I want the most. Out of anything.
See, this is where it gets kind of interesting for me. And you actually made a great segue for me because I did want to ask you one other question on this topic. But Golden State's main focus right now is 100% going to be on convincing KD to opt into the player option or conceivably do an extension, right? And then the second on the chopping board is going to be Klay Thompson, whom I think we both can assume that regardless of what happens with KD, they're going to max out because they know that if they don't max Klay out, they actually have a high chance to lose him, whether it's to the Clippers or the Lakers, most likely the Lakers, you know, ties with his father, or to another team, right? So that means Dre is third on the chopping block. He is the third on that list, which means he's the least important free agent. I actually could say that he might even be less likely to re-sign than Jonas Jerebko, who's going to be a free agent for them, or Quinn Cook, or any of those other guys. So they have a big to-do list this summer. I think that they keep Klay Thompson, and I think that they make a valiant effort to keep Kevin Durant, but I don't think he stays. And if he doesn't stay, that means they're going to use their money elsewhere, probably re-signing DeMarcus Cousins, who is technically speaking more valuable than Draymond Green is to this team at this moment. So
100%.
Draymond Green, if he does end up being the guy that walks away, which is, in all honesty, I think the most likely, he ends up going to another squad. And I can't help but put these puzzle pieces together, even though we're not even at that point yet, because LeBron has had such a reputation for doing this by bringing guys into Klutch. By bringing them in, they end up ultimately voicing their opinion and wanting to go to play for his team or wind up somehow traded to that organization or bought out at some point in that season, and then they join LeBron's squad. Like, it's only to me, it seems like an inevitable reality that Draymond Green will be a member of the Los Angeles Lakers. But that's yeah.
No, you can go. You can finish.
No. This was going to be the segue for that question for you though. Does LeBron's signing or the Lakers' signing, if we're going to be fair, of Draymond Green make them a better destination or give them a better chance to land Anthony Davis, or does it make them a lesser chance, or does it give them a lesser chance or put them lower on the chopping block than they would be without him?
Now, if Anthony Davis is smart, I think Draymond going to the Lakers, although I did belittle Draymond a lot, it's only more attractive because that means they all play different positions. You have LeBron at small forward, Draymond at power forward, and you could slide Anthony Davis in at center. And then Anthony Davis won't have to go balls to the walls whenever it comes to defense. You know, Draymond's going to give his 110% effort. LeBron won't feel like he has to guard everybody because sometimes in the Lakers with the young guys, they have mistakes. Those will be smart defenders. I mean, a lot. We're talking about Brandon Ingram and, you know, those type of guys that are just going to make those terrible, just lost focus mistakes. I think Anthony Davis, I think the most realistic thing, I guess we can kind of broaden this up a little bit just to the whole league if we talk about this summer. I won't be surprised if it goes Kyrie and KD to the Knicks. Draymond's
you are not speaking that into existence. That is bad juju.
Listen, Boston family.
Damn it.
you know, AD will somehow get to the Lakers. Draymond will be on the Lakers. I don't want to go too crazy and say Klay to the Lakers, but if he's not going to – if Klay does not re-sign to Golden State, where's he going to go? What team is Klay going to go to? The Bucks? I mean, that might sound great, but if you have AD, Draymond going to the Lakers, I think Klay Thompson would be like, why not go back to the finals? Because I'm not going to just do it with – or it's not going to be just as easy.
Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson on the Clippers. You heard it from me first.
I don't know why Klay would go to the Clippers. Like, why would Klay go to the Clippers whenever his dad works with the Lakers? I mean, you might as well go to the better franchise and better market whenever you're playing in the same exact arena.
Hey, tell that to Marcellus Wiley. Let's go Clip Show.
I think Clippers are doomed. I think they just need to Clippers need to go to the future go for the future. They're all like, oh, we're gonna get KD and Kawhi and all these guys. I don't know why Kawhi would go to the Clippers. Like,
hey, don't ever doubt Jerry West. That man manages to pull magic out of a hat. He pulls rabbits out of a hat. He pulls random stuff going on. He found Kobe Bryant with that pick. That man makes deals happen. He got Gasol to the Lakers. Like, I'm not even going to doubt Jerry West being able to turn this around for the Clippers, especially with what he did with Golden State. That man is the only reason why Klay Thompson stayed a member of the Golden State Warriors as opposed to being traded to Minnesota for Kevin Love at one point.
That's true, but I feel like the Clippers is just not very like attractive for the fact that like they're kind of known as just the little annoying brother in LA. Like, the Clippers
I can't wait to tag Marcellus Wiley in all these clips right now. I'm telling you right here.
Because I don't know, the Clippers to me is just an unattractive destination. I mean, they have a really weird mix of guys. It's a mix of old, young, which they are getting a lot younger. But then you have Lou Williams, which I think they should just trade for some picks because the guy's 32 years old, and he's a really good trade asset because he's only getting paid $8 million a year,
and he balls out.
Right, and he gets you buckets whenever you need him to. So I think he's a really good trade asset. I think they're going to shop with that. But if you get rid of Lou Williams, why would Kawhi want to come to a team with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander?
Hey, don't knock on Shai. Shai's the UK big blue nation. I can't knock him.
Yeah, I'm sure Kawhi is really going to buy into Shai.
Hey, Mo Harrell, too. Shout out to Louisville. Shout out to all the Kentucky guys, whether it's Big Blue or Louisville. Come on.
I'm predicting Kawhi is going to be staying in Toronto. That's my prediction this offseason.
Don't you dare speak that into existence. That is bad juju. That's even worse juju. I do not want him in Toronto. I want the Kawhi saga to continue. I want to see Michelle Beadle's face when she hears that Kawhi Leonard has left Toronto. That man will be on a new team this coming season. 3 teams in 3 seasons.
Nah, I'm telling you, he's going to stay in Toronto or he's not going to go to the Clippers. I mean, I don't know. The Clippers are just not it for me. I'm going to say Lakers, Knicks is going to be the 2 top destinations, and then the Warriors are going to. I think you were right earlier whenever you were talking about how they're going to just try to re-sign Boogie. I think they're going to be fine getting rid of Draymond Green if they can just get rid of his contract to pay Boogie another $13 million. Instead of, just the $6 million he's getting paid now. And I think they said that in order to re-sign him, if everybody's staying on the same contracts, they can only offer him the minimum next offseason. So
That's why you make
it's
moves.
it's going to be really interesting because I feel like this Warriors dynasty is just going to go down really fast. Like it could just be in the snap of a finger. Clay could be somewhere else. Draymond could be somewhere else. KD could be.
This is the first
New
year
York.
where it's actually conceivable that everyone that we associate with the Warriors actually walks away.
Right. And
It's great.
I think, and heck, maybe Boogie could go somewhere else because even Steve Kerr was like, hey, we know he's probably not going to re-sign because he just came here just to kind of give the middle finger to the NBA and just win a ring. But I don't know.
Go to Boston.
I think yeah.
Twin
No.
Towers all over again. AD, DeMarcus Cousins, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum.
So you're getting rid of Gordon Hayward, which I'm on
Yes.
that boat 100%.
At this point, yes. I'm sorry, Gordon. I got to say it. I'll be the one guy to brutally honestly say it. Jason Tatum made you expendable. From the day you went down with the injury to the first time Jason Tatum looked like a man amongst boys out there. Man,
I mean, he was dunking on people. He was.
I think Gordon Hayward's career as a Twitch streamer is looking more promising than him being the starting small forward for the Boston Celtics.
Oh, 100%. Come on, you know that. We all know that. If we're talking about the Boston Celtics, he just has. It's so frustrating because he kind of just. It's kind of like Carmelo Anthony in Oklahoma City because it's kind of like, all right, we'll give you the ball to be happy. Like you kind of just have to give Gordon Hayward the ball, just out of like kindness of your heart. But deep down, everybody on the Celtics is like, dude, we'll be perfectly fine if you just sat the whole entire game.
Yeah, you just leave it to Jason, leave it to Terry, leave it to Marcus.
Right.
Both
I would
Marcuses.
say get rid of Gordon Hayward for as many picks as you want and just get rid of those. I just worry about getting Jason Tatum as many touches as possible, Kyrie, making sure he stays, and maybe get rid of Al Horford. I mean, the guy is a great piece to the Celtics, but
I love me
he's
some
only
Big
getting
Al.
older, and
Yeah.
he's only getting older, and he's getting paid a lot of money. So, and we're talking about Danny Ainge. He's going to have a great deal in his pocket. He could, I know a lot of you guys are hoping for whenever it comes to this whole Knicks buyout with DeAndre Jordan. If you guys could somehow get rid of if you guys could get rid of Al Horford and Gordon Hayward for DeAndre Jordan, I think that's better on the Celtics part if you keep Kyrie.
I'll take DeAndre Jordan when he hits the buyout market, pair him up with Big Al, put Al back to the power forward position, and make DeAndre the center.
Yeah, but like I was saying, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if they get rid of Al Horford and they get rid of Gordon Hayward for DeAndre Jordan. I'd be fine with that.
All right, well, enough talk about, Al Horford leaving. I got to say, Brett, thank you so much for coming on the show again, man. Guys, you know what time it is. I got to give them a shout out. Check out Basketball Studios all over Instagram. They have the hypest, the best looking content available with the latest basketball news, updates, and what's going on in the association. And also don't forget to check out his podcast right now, available on Apple Podcasts. Brett, you want to give him the name?
The Basketball Studios podcast. Just find it anywhere. Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your podcast. Basketball Studios podcast is where it's at.
There we go. All right. Thank you again, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next time.
Money isn't real. Doesn't matter. It only seems like it does.